Welcome back to the Multimedia Chronicles. This time around, we take a look at my horror section. Yes, I know that some of you have been waiting with bated breath to see this one. Honestly, I don't think that it's grown that much since you last saw it, but there's a few new things. I hope you enjoy it. Ow. Now, if we go down here, see once again the Evil Dead Book of the Dead editions. Yeah, I think I'd do that too if someone was poking me in the eyeball. I'm just going to move these off the shelf here for the moment. And there's the first one, of course. So now we're into the horror section. So just, I guess, to summarize here, this is sort of my outer spacey, hardcore sci-fi stuff. This is mostly my British sci-fi stuff with a few extra things there. And then now the last, these two shelves are my horror section. So we'll just take a quick look here. We got Dracula, the Legacy Collection. These Legacy Collections are awesome because they contain anywhere from 4 to 5 movies. And it's great. So I got Dracula, I got Frankenstein. I grew up with the old Universal Monster movies. So for me, it was really exciting to get these collections because I love these old horror movies. It's a little tricky to get them in there. And then, of course, the Mummy. There you go. So Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, awesome. And then I've got the Dario Argento collection, the Lucio Fulci collection. Got House by the Cemetery, the Black Cat, Manhattan Baby. I don't think I've added anything to the Argento collection since I last showed it to you, so I won't bother going into it. But, we've basically got pretty much everything that's been officially released up to the card player. There's 1 or 2 recent ones that I need to get. Of course, Millennium Seasons 1 and 2, which I put in the horror section just because, it's a lot scarier than X-Files. Annetta actually refuses to watch it a lot of the time. I have convinced her. We've watched about half of the first season together. I've seen both of these, but she likes it, but she says it freaks her out, so she needs to watch it during the day. Resident Evil Super Bits, got the Omen collection, Reflections of Evil, which is independent film. Really good stuff, really weird and crazy. The Alien Factor, which is one of my all-time favorite low-budget B horror, sci-fi horror movies. I swear all the monster costumes in this were made out of paper mache. I mean, look at that. So it's great. And then, of course, I found one by the same director as Alien Factor called Fiend. It's about this music teacher who comes back from the dead. I kid you not. And continues teaching music and killing people. And then, of course, we got the Blair Witch collection here, 1 and 2. Blair Witch Ripoff, St. Francisville Experiment. Ooh, this is another one that's kind of the same sort of genre, The Last Broadcast. This actually came before the Blair Witch Project, and not a lot of people know about it. It's kind of similar. Film crew goes into the forest in search of the Jersey Devil and meets with terrible fate. And then, sort of putting the pieces together and trying to figure out what happened to them. But it's really good stuff. Highly recommend it. If you like the Blair Witch style of movies, I definitely recommend The Last Broadcast, and St. Francisville Experiment is fun too. I mean, it's obviously a blatant ripoff, but it's basically Blair Witch in a haunted house. I love haunted house movies. Okay, and then these are 3 that I got for like a Christmas gift a while back. Basically just bargain basement, cheapo collections of public domain prints. So the quality isn't the greatest, but it's, there's some good movies here. You got Unspeakable Horror, Trio of Terror, and horror classics. Then, of course, we have The Crow and Dark City, both by the same director. Then we got my little Japanese horror, or, Asian horror section. We've got Ju-on, which you've seen before. The Grudge, which I still haven't watched, because Annetta's too freaked out by the original. The Ringu Collection. And then The Ring. I still haven't seen the second Ring. The original Asian version of Dark Water. And the remake. Got those for $5 each. Inugami, which I haven't watched yet. Uzumaki, which is based on a manga. Actually, Annetta just picked up the original manga and has been reading it and said that I need to read it because it's even freakier than the movie. Then we got Knight Rider, which is like the ultimate in horror. I think the reason this is in the horror section is because I ran out of room on my other shelves. So yeah, anyway. What else do we got here? We got, of course, Nick Knight, Forever Knight. I still need to get Season 3. Came to the Embrace, American Gothic. Blood Rain. Yeah, shut up. Martin, which is sort of a modern vampire tale by George Romero. Zombie 2, which is Fulci. Shouldn't that be up in the Fulci section? Oh, whatever. Hostel, which I actually really enjoyed. The Machinist, which is really good. Jacob's Ladder, which I think is one of the best sort of nightmare movies ever. Creepshow, which is actually Annetta's. I don't know why it's on my shelf. From Hell. Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow. Dawn of the Dead Ultimate Edition. Land of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead Remake. 28 Days Later. 28 Weeks Later. Zombie Planet. Shaun of the Dead. Got The Exorcist. The Haunting. Okay, for the record, and Interview with the Vampire. Okay, this is the old 50s version of House of Wax, not the crappy remake with Paris Hilton. It says Vincent Price. It was originally in 3D. It's frickin' awesome. It also has an even earlier version from the 30s, I think. And also with The Haunting. This is the original 60s version, which is the version you want to see. It's brilliant. A brilliant exercise in minimalistic horror that really gets under your skin and freaks you out. And of course, the version you've never seen of The Exorcist, well, until you watch it, of course. And then we got my little M. Night Shyamalan section. I got The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, The Village, and Lady in the Water. Got the Ed Wood collection, which, as you know, is one of my prized possessions. Got another version of Plan 9 from Outer Space. The reason I have this is because it has different extras from the one that's in the Ed Wood box. Then, of course, the Ed Wood movie. Life Force, which is kind of a sci-fi horror. It could go in either section, but there you go. Amityville Horror. Amityville Horror Remake. Legend of Hell House, which I think is one of the all-time great haunted house movies. Ranks right up there with The Haunting. The Innocents, which is based on Henry James' Turn of the Screw. Young Frankenstein, which is just hilarious. Wolf, which is like a thinking man's werewolf movie. 1984, which is out of print, and I'm glad to have it. Be Jealous. The Thing, which is one of my all-time favorites. I heard that Ronald Moore, the guy who remade Battlestar Galactica, may be producing a remake of this. I am not happy at all. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I should put that as my thumbnail. Quatermass and the Pit. They misspelled it Quartermass. It's actually Quatermass. There's no R in there. British horror. Great stuff. And just a random Halloween disc. And then finally I've got the Fangoria Blood Drive, which was a short horror movie competition. And the menus are hosted by Rob Zombie. How cool is that?